Hello everyone, I'm Zenith and welcome to Mindfulness Sunday. I hope you are doing well. Have you ever felt like a failure? Has something gone wrong and you felt, oh my goodness, I have failed, I am a total failure? Has that ever happened to you? Today, let's talk about the difference between failing at something and being a failure. When we fail at doing something, maybe it's a goal we were unable to achieve. It was a project we were working on and we fell behind on our deadline. It could have been that we disappointed someone. Maybe something happened and we weren't a good friend or a good confidant. Whatever the situation is, we failed. Now, does that mean that you or I, does that mean that any of us are a failure? There's a difference between failing at something, failing at achieving a goal or meeting a deadline. There's a difference between that and being labeled as a failure. Oftentimes we project that on ourselves. We don't wait for someone else to project that on us. We project it on ourselves. We self-inflict failure on ourselves. When we fail to achieve a desired outcome, we planned on graduating in 4 years, but that didn't happen. We planned on beating a deadline. That didn't happen. We failed to achieve a goal that we had set for ourselves. When that happens, instead of labeling ourselves as a failure or blaming ourselves, let's be intentional about being resolute. Let's be intentional about not owning negative emotions and instead be resolute to forge forward and try again. There are several options we can take when something doesn't go as planned, or when we fail. We can, one, opt to be resolute, to forge forward. But first, what we'll need to do is to identify any negative emotions. Identify them, see them for what they are. And secondly, we need to not own those negative emotions. So first, we recognize them. Second, we decide not to own them. And third, we decide to be resolute and to forge forward. Being resolute sometimes means that we'll have to try a second, a third, or maybe a fourth time. But when we do that, what happens? When we are resolute and we forge forward, it gives us a feeling of confidence when we ultimately achieve our goal. Not only will it boost our confidence, it will give us a lot of energy. Energy to take on other projects. Energy to accomplish more. In the process, we may even find that we have developed new skills. A spirit of innovation has kicked in and we have taken on a whole new skill set. The second option, when we fail to achieve a desired outcome, instead of being resolute, is to feel deflated. When we feel deflated, we tend to make ourselves feel small. By doing that, we leave a door open for negative emotions and self-doubt, which may lead to a failure mindset. A failure mindset is not who we are. So the answer to the question is a resounding no. Because there's a difference between failing to achieve a desired outcome and being a failure. When we fail at something, it's not the sum total of who we are, and it should not be used to define us. Instead, when we fail, it gives us an opportunity to try again. Sometimes it may take a second, third, or fourth time. However, when we forge forward and try again, it will boost our energy and give us a lot of confidence. So there are 4 things to remember when we fail at something. Instead of blaming ourselves or labeling ourselves as a failure. 1, identify any negative emotions. 2, refuse to take ownership of said negative emotions. Number 3, be resolute and forge forward. Try and try and try again. And number 4 is to practice mindfulness. We can practice mindfulness through deep breathing, practicing yoga, or meditation. We can also practice mindfulness by gardening. Gardening enables us to focus on what we're doing in the present moment. We can practice mindfulness through gardening by weeding a flower bed. We can pot up a container, or we can even talk to our plants. Yes, that's the real thing. I am guilty of talking to my plants, and they do listen. So the next time something does not go as planned, be resolute and be intentional about not labeling yourself as a failure. If you have enjoyed this video, kindly like, share, and subscribe to Gardening Mindfully.